I think white people ruin everything that has to do with politics and marches and movements. If not helping them, sometimes even hurting them. They like white to me. White people always find a way to sabotage. Now, some people gonna look at this as racist. I don't think it's racist, but the facts kind of back up shit. You could tell, you could date it back to when Tulsa, Oklahoma, Black Wall Street, black people. We had a community. When we had a community, you know, it was there. White people bombed it twice. Okay, Black Panther Party. Black Panther Party. We were showing people that we could police the police. Not only that, we could help the community. If we just help ourselves. The black, the feds kind of like shot them up and kind of like killed the black people. And so, y'all wonder why some of them are really not liking white people. If some of the young people, if y'all really don't think, you can tell your old people don't like white people. They just deal with them. You can kind of tell in the history why they don't like white people. All right, maybe in today, like you can kind of get along with white people, and even white people going for black causes is like, but at the same time, they fuck it up too. And this is where I'm talking about today. Everybody knows the Me Too movement was started by a black woman, Tarana Burke. And a lot of people think black men are against the Me Too movement. No, they was for it. If you ask a lot of black men, if you get a safe place for black women to talk about, sexual assault and raping incidents, and like, we're for that. We want to protect our black women. I felt like that was good. I don't even care if they don't protect black men. We can make our own. It's like, that's personally speaking. It's just like, if some people go, what about for black men? It's like, nigga, we can make our own. We don't have to rely on it. I know the Me Too movement is like the big thing, but we can do it too. But anyway, with the Me Too movement, I think it all fucked up when white people kind of took it over, and then and then they come with their sexual assaults, and kind of like theirs is not that really sexual assaults. It's just like bad dates and all the other stuff. So they try to use the Me Too movement. Most people don't know. Well, none of y'all know. When Donald Trump was first elected as president, and then in January when he was getting at the inauguration day, I went with a friend, and there was a march. It was nothing but a bunch of white people. It was like very little black people. It was all white people, LGBT. So, and most people know that some of those white people, there was a couple white people that was like in all black, just fucking up the city. The funny part is, the march that I was in, because I was there to take pictures, because I do photography on the side, which I need to get back into. I was taking pictures, and while I was walking, the first thing I see is one white boy, and he was a tall white boy, and there's a row of cops just lined up. And this motherfucker want to jump in his face. This white boy want to jump in his face. And to me, that's how all, confrontation with police starts. Why the fuck are you jumping in their face? Just march. Just march. It's like me and a couple people that like pulled him to the side. I was like, don't do that. It's, just don't do that. And then, like, first of all, that march, this is why I would say I would never march again, because I went in that march. Marching is stupid, and it's fucking tiring. I don't have time for that. You can call me lazy, but I did not feel like we didn't accomplish anything. At the end of the march, we were surrounded by police, and these fucking white people just dancing for no fucking reason. So me, right there, one march, that doesn't do anything. I can get marching back then in the Martin Luther King era, then time. But they got shit done. I feel like no one's getting shit done. It's a lot of talking, but there's not a lot of walking. And that's the problem I have with the march. With marching in this generation. There's a lot of people crying. Like, when the Black Lives Matter, Obama wanted me with Black Lives Matter movement, and they kind of declined them. I said, what's the point of declining if y'all not trying to get shit fixed, but y'all declining shit. I thought that was stupid. Back to my rant. I feel those white people, those same white people. While I was walking, I was seeing a bunch of white people. They didn't have their mask on. I couldn't tell you who they were because I don't know none of them. But they was in all black, and they was like in cargo pants, and I was like, them niggas look really suspicious. And I think one of those people punched Richard Spencer in the face, which I've also said you gotta really watch out for. Um, those same white people was fucking the city up. Like they were the ones that was like burning shit. They was crashing Starbucks. And by that time, I get up out of there because if anything was gonna go down, some people was gonna get hurt. It wasn't. I didn't want to be in part of it, even though I'd have probably got some good pictures out of it. But I'm like, I told my friend, I said, "Yo, I'm bouncing." It's like, and she bounced too. Actually, like I took her home, and then I left. And then when I saw it, I looked at the news. It was like, "Oh, chaos!" And stuff. I was like, "Man, I'm glad I got the fuck out of there," because everybody was telling me to be careful. I think the funny thing is, I say this: the Black Panther got it right. When they did the movie, they didn't really involve the black people. If they helped, they did, but they didn't put them like you never saw no white person in Black Panthers, like because you're not going to piggyback off of our shit, and then y'all get all the fucking acronyms, and then we get the crumbs. And I feel like we do that now with every other movement. It's like everybody piggybacks off of our shit, and the same thing happened with the Me Too movement. Because I'm still in support of the Me Too movement, but at the same time, more people, and I say this all the time, the more people you put in the circle, the more people you let talk for your movement, it's going to look bad. Tarana Burke should be the only person talking in that Me Too movement, or someone someone that is good with words. I said the same thing about Black Lives Matter movement. I think, what's his name? DeAndre McConnell, whatever his name is. That dude could speak. Gay or not, that dude could speak. And he could speak well for the movement. But Black Lives Matter movement kind of died. So, say what you say about that. And the reason why I think, but that's different. I think Black Lives Matter died for a different reason. I don't blame white people for that one. But I do blame... But as far as Me Too movement and some of these marches and the MAGA hats thing, I saw this video about this bald white woman. She was talking about you should go with fear and not logic. And I thought that was the dumbest thing. And don't get me wrong, I'm not part of the left, I'm not part of the right. Both sides are fucked up. And I even said that sometimes numbers lie. Like, sometimes numbers lie, and sometimes I think a lot of people kind of fix the numbers to make their argument seem right. So, I can understand. But, at the same time, if you do got to beat them at your own game with logic. You got to have stats. I feel like you have to, with the white people, because they use, I don't want to say logic, they use a lot of statistics. Because, statistics don't really equal logic because, like I said, you could flip it in your way, but emotion is not going to get you. It's going to get you brownie points, but it's not. Other people going to look at you like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" Because people can be emotional about pedophiles, and I've seen some people are like gone to pedophile side, and like you look at them like, "What the fuck?" So I feel like watching this white girl talk, it made me cringe because, and I've said this all the time, I hate when media does this. The left and the right does this. You pick out these sort of people that don't really have no real logical retorts. So when you say something like, "Did you know Donald Trump has the lowest unemployment Donald Trump is in," but nobody really try to back checks it and tell you that the job's been lowering in an Obama tenure. So when when Donald Trump takes it over, the numbers gone to him. The numbers were lowering because of the shit Obama did in Obama years. No one tells you that. Nope. You hit these people, it's like, oh, and you hit them with that, they go, oh, I don't know. So so what I'm trying to say is, one, white people do. I still think white people fuck up because I feel like Trump is going to do eight, and I don't support Trump, but I do feel like Trump is going to do eight. And another thing, these people, and I'm seeing maybe I don't know if it's black people, but I know white people. They was like, every time I see that MAGA hat, it triggers me, it gives me, and instills this fear. And to me, I'm like, really, like a fucking hat instills your fear. Like you don't. No, I'm the type of person. I want to go up and I want to talk to these people. I may be not against because I want to talk to a Ku Klux Klansman. You know, just have a conversation with him. Ali did it. You know, I want to have the conversation with the Ku Klux Klansman. Hell, I even want to have a conversation with Richard Spencer. Why he acts the way he does. I feel like there's a lot of unanswered questions and maybe things that So, but some people they don't like that. So, I'm not for banning MAGA hats because it's just it's kind of hard to explain this. I'm not for banning MAGA hats because even though a lot of those people, they just like, I got a friend doesn't like the Democrats at all. Doesn't like it. Didn't like Obama either. But I call him my brother because I've talked to him as a person. If I'd have met that man in the street and he was talking all this, I don't think we would ever get along. But since I've had conversations with him and I've been to his house and we've had great times, I consider that man my brother. Like, he doesn't, like, a lot of people, like, if you like Trump, like, that's the ultimate no-no, and you're like the ultimate enemy. He's not Hitler to me. He's an idiot to me, but he's not Hitler. But it's just, but at the same time, I wasn't for Hillary either. I feel like nobody's having conversations. We're just having shouting matches. And the loudest are white people, especially the white women. I always thought white women fucks up our marches. So I probably won't be getting any white vagina anytime soon. But if you keep letting these people and letting these emotional, because another reason why I say that, because every time when like a Republican wants to prove their point, they get these emotional ass white women that's just going around screaming, and these feminists that's just going around screaming with their blue hair and all the other bullshit. I don't ever see them debate an intellectual or someone that can back up facts just as much as you can. Maybe except for Crowder, and I like Crowder. Lotto Crowder. And I like him because he's literally showing you everything. The shit, the emotional part, and the people that come in with logical shit. I've seen that. So, excluding him, I feel like a lot of people just like get all these emotional people just to prove their point. That some of these people just don't know what the fuck they're talking about. Which is kind of true. But Democrats have done it to the Republicans. So to me, it proves nothing. It just proves that people are sheep and they'll follow whatever you do, especially if you instill fear in something. But that's mostly it. I don't think nobody, especially black people, we should not fear no fucking MAGA heads. For what? We have gone through worse shit than a nigga wearing a fucking MAGA hat. That's like, we have gone through oppression, adversity, people trying to fuck us over, people taking our shit and running with it, and we still standing strong. We still in this country. So me, personally, I'm not going to be afraid of no motherfucker in a MAGA hat. I was around them motherfuckers when I was coming to there. I didn't feel no fear. I looked at them. I looked at them. They looked at me. They was just there for Trump. Some people was just there for Trump. I argue with Trump supporters all the fucking time. Some of them smart, some of them dumb as fuck, and some of them always say they have facts but never present any. So, to me, to wrap this up, don't be afraid of no fucking MAGA hats. Just don't. It's like I don't. I know people like get triggered off of easy shit and all that other stuff, but no, not over no fucking MAGA hat. I think because I think if you get triggered off of a MAGA hat, then you're in the you're in big trouble. Basically, there's more things to fear than a fucking MAGA hat. But that's just my opinion. Am I right or wrong? Just let me know. Till then, these are thoughts of Skino Fly. Peace.